The dance, a quadrille, was ending as the man entered the ballroom. Katrine Castlereagh saw him at once from her vantage point on the dais. She drew a sudden, sharp breath, then stood perfectly still. The new arrival paused in the doorway, glancing around him with quiet assurance. The butler had left his post as the evening advanced. There was no one to announce this late-coming guest. No one to take his high evening hat of black silk, or the rain-spotted cloak that hung in heavy folds reaching from his broad shoulders to his heels. The dance floor cleared, leaving an open stretch of gleaming parquet between the door and the dais. The man turned his head, gazing down the aisle-like stretch of space. His gaze narrowed as it fastened upon Katrine. He allowed himself a slow and complete inspection of her person, from her shining curls to the hem of her ball gown. His expression was hard, stringently assessing, before it smoothed into polite social blandness. Removing his hat, he tucked it under his arm and began to walk toward her. He moved with long-limbed grace and a total lack of self-consciousness. His stride was neither too fast nor too slow, but held enough controlled power to cause his cloak to expose its red silk lining as it dipped and swirled around him. His evening clothes were perfectly tailored to his tall, solid-muscled frame, and correctly somber, yet the rich cream-on-white paisley of his waistcoat hinted at exuberance. The dark waves of his hair were close-cropped. The soft rain of a Louisiana autumn falling beyond the ballroom's long windows had spangled them with droplets that caught the light from the wax tapers in the chandeliers overhead. Smile lines were set around his mouth and eyes, burned there by the same hot winds and strong suns that had withered his skin to the golden brown of the polished oak floor. The green of his eyes was the muted reflective shade of a woodland pool, a dark color that hinted at deep and private thoughts.